love somebody. Yes, Thank you very much. Boy, I just watched the Bob Hope special, and I think it was wonderful. And I think Bob is wonderful, and I think all our boys over there are wonderful. So we're going to go on with our little show. I feel pretty good, except I've been having a little trouble with my back. Yeah, my back. A little trouble there. Doctor told me what I should do. He told me to try sleeping on a firmer lawn. Yeah, my back hurts. No, it's my back. Well, you see, I had a great week. I was invited down to Florida to judge a beauty contest, and I'll give you an idea how ugly the girls were. The winner came in third. Hit the ball, Willie. But I didn't mind, because I got to see my pal Jackie Gleason. You know, nobody ever hears about the wonderful things Jackie does. Like last week, he gave one of his old suits to charity, and today there are 3 poor families living in it. You know, looking at Jackie, it's hard to believe he once weighed 110 pounds. That's when he was 3 days old. But I love Jackie. I was out with Jackie. I didn't tell you this. This I make up. I was out with him. There were no cards for this. And he noticed I didn't finish my drink. And he said, ding. He said, you ought to be ashamed of yourself wasting a drink when there are thousands of poor kids in Europe walking around sober. Now, don't you go away, because there's a nice fellow to tell you who my guests are tonight.
The Dean Martin Show, starring Eddie Albert, George Burns, Janie G, Florence Henderson, and Les Brown and his band of renown.
Well, I got a great show for you tonight. George Burns is here. I guess George is one of the most beloved men in show business. Yeah, George is a guy most people in Hollywood would go see if they got in real trouble. It wouldn't even matter to him if it were 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning. And I'm real happy he's here tonight, because I haven't seen him since 2, 3, or 4 o'clock this morning. All right, get out of here. And I got a little girl you're going to fall in love with, just as I did, little Miss Janie G. And the wonderful Mr. Eddie Albert. You got it all right. It's your fault now. I swear on my car. It's his fault. I didn't do that. Eddie's got a reputation for being Hollywood's happiest married man. I don't know. You show me a man who comes home at night, is greeted with a smile, is made to take his shoes off, is given pillows to sit on, and then is served a beautiful meal, and I'll show you a man who lives in a Japanese restaurant. I'm happy Florence Henderson. She's here tonight. She is so pretty and so sweet and so nice. Every time she comes on the show, she brings me a gift. And like this afternoon, she gave me something I always wanted, a pair of white sidewall gloves for walking home at night. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Florence Henderson.
You're just a big smarty. You will see, smarty. Thought you had another gullible party. Not me, smarty. Now, honey, who's gonna fall for all of that jazz now? You haven't got what everyone has now. I'm giving you the razzmatazz now. Toodaloo, 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 doo. Since you're such a great big know-it-all, baby. Maybe pretty soon you'll see. No, you're nothing but a smarty pants. I got a funny feeling that there's still a chance you might be smart enough to fall in love with me. Everybody knows you're just a big smarty. You see.
you had another gullible party. Not me.
Smarty. Who's gonna fall for all of that jazz now? You haven't got what everyone has now. I'm giving you the razzmatazz now. Toodaloo, toodaloo, toodaloo-doo. Toodaloo, toodaloo, since you're such a great big know-it-all, baby, maybe pretty soon you'll see. Though you're nothing but a smarty pants, I got a funny feeling that there's still a chance. You might be smart enough to fall in love with. You might be smart enough to fall in love with. You might be smart enough to fall in love with. Smart enough to fall in love with me.
Hiya, Bonnie.
Hiya, Clyde.
Hey, baby, how about us getting together for a drink of gin?
Daddy!
Your bathtub or mine?
Hey, Dean, that's a beautiful outfit. I'll bet you would have looked great back in the 20s.
What are you talking about? I just bought this yesterday.
Well, I guess the 20s were a lot of fun, but you know, they had it pretty rough, too. They had Prohibition, and then they had the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd have a Great Depression, too, if you couldn't get a drink for 6 years. Oh, boy. You know, whenever Jeannie and I are thinking about having a few friends over and, for dinner and some laughs, the first guy we call is our next guest, Mr. George Burns.
Thank you very much. Now for my opening song. I got so many hits, I don't know which one to sing. Before I do, I must tell you that I'm dressing next door to the chorus girls. And the wall between our dressing room has a little peephole. I had it plugged up. Then I unplugged it and let them enjoy themselves. For me, it's too drafty. You know, I can't talk unless I smoke. Seeing me without a cigar is like seeing Phyllis Diller on the middle page of Playboy. At my age, it's exciting. My age, seeing a blank page is exciting. Everybody wants to know what I smoke. I smoke a domestic cigar. It costs 25 cents. I love it. It fits my holder. You know that Milton Berle pays $2 for his cigars? If I pay $2 for a cigar, first I dance with it. Close. Well, my opening song. Augusta J. McCann was a hemp-baked married man. He has been fighting with his wife since married life began. Isn't that nice? I always open with a song. Well, Dean Martin opens with a song, and Robert Goulet opens with a song, Harry Belafonte, Judy Garland. All us great singers open the same way. And we all have our own styles. Dean Martin takes a few drinks while he's singing, and Robert Goulet always goes for those top notes, and Harry Belafonte opens his shirt down to here, and Judy sits on the floor and sings Over the Rainbow. One night, I tried all their 4 styles at once. I took a few drinks, and I went for the high note, and I opened my shirt and sat on the floor, and what do you think happened? I hiccuped, missed the top note, caught cold, and couldn't get up. One night at 3:30, while out upon a spree, a motor knocked him down and out and nearly broke his knee. One guy looked up and said, "I think this bloke is dead." You see, the difference between me and these other singers is that they need you. See, when they exit, they need your applause to bring them back. but not me because I'm coming back anyway. A great artist doesn't perform for somebody else's approval. When Rembrandt painted, he didn't have an audience sitting out front looking at him, staring at him. He had something inside him that had to come out. Like Rembrandt, I've got something inside of me that has to come out. You heard me sing. If you had something like that inside of you, you'd want it out. One guy looked up and said, I think this bloke is dead. But when he said, let's take him home, McCann jumped up and said, he hollered, don't. Just a minute, hold it. You know, I sang this song. I sang this song at a party in Hollywood. It was given by Mervyn Roy. He's one of the great directors. And he gives these small, intimate parties, about 350 people. Anytime you put 350 people into a room that can only hold 60, they got to be intimate. And everybody was at the party. There was Zsa Zsa Gabor and Natalie Wood and Jack Benny and Frank Sinatra, Senator Dirksen and Bobby Darin, everybody. And Natalie Wood only stayed a few minutes and left. I says, Natalie, what's your hurry? She says, I can't stand competition. I says, who? She says, standing at the bar there in a tight blue silk outfit with those big violet eyes and those eyelashes and that gorgeous hairdo. And she was right. Tony Curtis looked beautiful. Then Frank Sinatra said something to Jack Benny, and Jack Benny laughed for an hour. I said, Jack, what did he say? He says, I don't know, but he's doing so well, it must have been funny. I was sitting at the same table with Senator Dirksen, and that hairdo was for real. I don't think he combs it in the morning. I think he sticks his head into a wearing blender. I said, Senator, I heard your record, and I loved it, and I think you and I ought to make a record together. You could do the Gettysburg Address, and then I could do it in syncopated patter. He said, pass the salt. White salt. And then Zsa Zsa Gabor was sitting at the table, and Groucho Marx came over and drove her out of her skull. He told her that he dreamt about her last night, and then he didn't tell her what he dreamt and thanked her for a lovely evening. I told him about a dream I had. Down the stream. I dreamt that I was alone on this desert island with Anne Margaret and Jill St. John. And it really was a horrible dream. You're wondering what would make a dream like that horrible. Well, in it, I was Mrs. Miller. There we were, just 3 girls on this island. And who do you think was washed ashore? Lawrence Welk. Who do you think he went for? Me. All night long, a 1 and a 2. Well, anyway, when I told the story, they laughed at the table, but Senator Dirksen didn't. I said, Senator, didn't you think that was funny? He says, pass the salt. He's salt happy. All right, the song. One guy looked up and said, I think this guy is dead. When he said, let's take him home. All right. McCann jumped up and said, he hollered, don't take me home. Please don't take me home. Oh, tell me what did I do to you? Hold it. That's enough of that. Look, I got a little surprise for you. One of the stagehands has a little daughter. She's a very young girl, and we worked on a little thing here. And she's never done this before, and I'm going to bring her out here, so I want you to be nice. Lisa, come on out. Lisa Miller. Lisa, are you ready to do the song with me?
Yes, sir, Mr. Burns.
Are you nervous?
Yes, sir.
You want to hold my hand?
Uh-huh.
Easy now, or my fingers will come loose. In my key, you know how the first line goes. 2 sweethearts in a country town, the neighbors say lived happily the whole day long. How old are you, Lisa?
19.
19. When I was 19, John Philip Sousa's father made my arrangements. 19. Do you know about the birds and the bees?
When I was 10, I explained it to my mother.
Did you tell her that the bees carried flower from the bees carried pollen from flower to flower on their feet?
Yeah, and she tried it, and she said it was nothing.
You saved that for me.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, look, Lisa, you know, I don't know what to do with you kids today. You all seem so sharp.
Well, Mr. Burns, we were talking about you in the dressing room.
Yeah?
And we've decided you're a very attractive man.
Well, I'm glad I didn't plug up that little loophole. You know, Lisa, If I were younger and you were older, I'd ask you out.
Mr. Burns, if I were much older, I'd go out with you.
If you were much older, I wouldn't ask you in the first place.
But, Mr. Burns, if we went out, what would we do?
Look, kid, if you can't remember, how do you expect me to? Let me ask you a simple question. Supposing I said to you right now, Lisa, how about going out with me tonight? What would you say?
Pass the salt.
Pass the salt. Okay, let's do the song. Now do it nice now.
Two sweethearts in a country town, the neighbors say, lived happily the whole day long.
Until one day told he must go away, she wondered then what could go wrong. At my age, I'm in a hurry.
He said, you know, it's true, I love you best of all. Yet it's best that we should part.
Just as he went away, he heard his sweetheart say, now here's a pretty tempo, Lisa, play with it. Although it broke your heart,
Some of these days,
yes, one of these days,
you're gonna miss me, honey.
you're gonna miss me, baby.
Some of these days,
Oh, some of these days,
you're gonna feel so lonely.
you'll be feeling oh so
Miss
lonely.
my hugging.
You used to love it when I'd hug and squeeze
You'll
you.
miss my kissing.
You'd ask for more, and I tease
Miss
you.
me only
You want me only
when you're away.
when you're a million.
You'll feel so lonely.
In the evening when the sun goes
Just
down,
for me only.
I'll be on the other side of town.
'Cause you know, honey,
Oh, you know, baby,
that you had your way.
you went and had your own sweet
And
way.
when you leave
Comes
me,
tomorrow, said
you
tomorrow,
know it will grieve
you can bet you're gonna be full of sorrow.
me. You're gonna miss your blue-eyed baby some of these.
Easy now, I don't want to hurt myself. Yeah, this is show business. Miss your hug. Oh, miss my kissing. Dee-dee-doo. Dee-dee-doo-doo. Ah, we sit down and rest. Dee-dee-dee. Ba. Bum. Ba-dee-dee-dee-da. Ba-da. Ba-da. Ba-dee-dee-da. Ba-dee-doo-dee-da. Say goodbye. Ooh, wipe that tear from your eye. You're gonna miss your daddy.
You're gonna miss your little blue-eyed baby.
You're gonna miss your blue-eyed baby. Somebody va 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 va. Your blue-eyed baby. Somebody va.
George, I noticed you work with a young chick.
Yeah, well, I always work with young people.
Yeah?
How old are you, Dean?
Oh, I'm at the awkward age. I'm too old for Phyllis Diller and too young for Phyllis Diller.
Well, I'm too old for Phyllis Diller with makeup on.
Is that a faculty? Well, then... You all know my Ken Pal Lane?
No. Pal.
I know. I mean, just want to see if you're paying attention. My pal Ken Lane. Ken's a real lucky guy. You ought to see his wife. She was a cover girl in Paris. Yeah, she used to put the tops on the sewers. Okay. Gee whiz. I thought you sing. You gotta give you $100. I think we should stop seeing each other.
Love and marriage, love and marriage. It's an institute you can't disparage. Spite of all you buy her, you never seem to satisfy her.
Well, hey, ain't you dressed yet?
I'll be out in a minute.
Hey, you told me that an hour ago.
Well, I can't help it. I haven't got a thing to wear.
What's the big deal? We ain't going to no Easter parade. We're only going to go bowling. Just put on anything.
I haven't got anything. We've been married 10 years, and you've only bought me one dress.
Well, put that on.
Well, I am.
Well, then let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Nothing else can hurt you, so we try to brave it and do most anything to save it.
Honey, I'm home.
Did you pick up the dry cleaning?
Yep, I got it.
Well, that's a surprise.
Yeah.
You never remember anything else.
Oh.
Did you ask the boss for a raise?
No, I forgot
Oh,
that.
that's the trouble with you. You've got no backbone. You'll never amount to anything.
Well, I'll ask him tomorrow. Is the monster home yet? Here?
That is no way to talk about my mother. After all, she only visits us twice a year.
I know, but she stays 6 months each time.
Very funny. Very funny. Oh, you're a real comedian. You ought to be on television, Harry.
Harry? My name isn't Harry. Who are you talking to, Shirley?
Shirley?
Oh, wrong house.
Forget her birthday and you're toothless.
Hey, oh, you're not ready.
Oh, yes, I am. This is it.
No, wait, look, you can't. We got to talk this over, huh?
Oh, no,
You
no,
can't.
it's too late. You've had your chance. I'm leaving.
Oh, no, you can't do this. You work this thing
No,
out?
I am terribly sorry you've had your
What are you talking about?
I have given you the best years of my life.
You think so? Now, come on, can't we talk this thing over?
No, we can't. Now, you've had your chance. I am leaving.
Oh, wait a minute. But what am I going to do without you, huh? Think about me. Personally, what?
If you'll give me a chance, I'm going to say it. Personally, I couldn't care less.
Good. Oh. Acme Agency? Would you send me over another maid? The other one just flew out of here.
Very often it is terrifying. Use your perseverance, at least to keep up an appearance.
Congela pandan meba el polo tu bajo vola de el muti de modamo.
Darling,
Yes, sweetheart, what is it?
would you be a dear and bring me my false eyelash? It's on top of the dresser.
I thought I killed a centipede.
And marriage go together, though it seems it's always stormy weather. Using words majestic, they only try to be domestic.
Oh, boy. This programmer's the worst. Hey, where's the remote control there?
The what?
The remote, the channel changer.
It's on the table, dummy.
Best the table. Oh, all right. I got it. He clicks. Oh. Charlie Chan, I saw that picture 100 times. Hey, roller derby. Sure.
Everybody loves somebody.
That's enough of that drunk.
This is gonna be it again. Huh? Every night it's the same thing. Sit home, watch television. You never talk to me. You never look at me. Can't you see me?
You shouldn't have dressed.
Boy, this is some life I lead. Never any attention. Could you just look at me once in a while? If we could just once in a while do something together.
Sit down, we'll watch together television here.
We can watch television with you. All you do is change channels. That's all you do is change programs.
And that ain't all I'm gonna change.
Like a horse and carriage, it's a value product. You can't have one, you can't have another, you can't have one without the
Well, I sure want to thank all my wonderful guests tonight. Pretty little Janie G, pretty little Florence Henderson, pretty little George Burns, and pretty little Eddie Albert. And I sure hope all you tune in next week to enjoy the talents of these wonderful people. In the meantime, you just keep all them cards and letters coming in, folks. Yeah, Jeannie and I, we read them all, and then we plant them in our rose garden, and every day we water you. And this week, I sure want to thank that little old lady who knitted me those beautiful long johns. Could I have the beautiful long johns? And now I sure wish you'd send me the key to the back door, man. Well, I'll see you all next week. In the meantime, remember, right on a button, Les, baby. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Let's hit it again, baby. Right in there, Les boy. More music, a little less brown. Everybody loves somebody sometime.